The 5th of November, Rabbi first, Gemora. Hello again.
Good. Welcome back, Lou.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Hey, let's see. Here we go. Let's look inside here. We got up to, we're now on Amid base, Chaf Dalet Amid base. And we got up to the Toshma, 3 lines from the top.
Tashmar Damar.
Toshma, the Amar of Asi.
Come and learn. For Rav Ashi said, Matzah chavis yayin. If one found a keg of wine, be'ir aruba b'nahanim, in a city whose majority is Canaanite, Muteris Mishum Metzia. It is permitted as regarding a found object, i.e., he does not have to announce it. Vasura behana'a. But it is forbidden to derive any benefit from it. Ba Yisrael v'natan ba Simon. A Jew came and identified it. Muteris b'shisia l'motza'a. It is permitted to its finder for drinking.
Wow.
I'm confused.
Okay. So let's go over it again. Toshma the Amar of Asi. Okay, Toshma means that we're trying to bring a proof to something, but we're not going to get into that. That's going to make it even more complicated. Let's just try to figure out what it is that Rav Asi is saying for the time being. And then we do that, then we could understand why the Gemora puts it here. What's it a proof of? So Rav Asi says like this: what's the case? Motza chavis yain be'ir sherubo kananim. A Jew finds a chavis of yain, a keg of wine, in a city which is predominantly non-Jewish. Again, Canaanim, that was the censor put that in there instead of Goyim. So what's the issues over here? Well, there's an issue of is this a lost object that needs to be returned? Does it need to have announcement to announce? So we say muteris mishum metzia. We say in regard to the matter of it being a lost article which needs to be announced, it's muter, meaning there's no need to announce it. But on the other hand, there's another halacha over here. Are you allowed to go ahead and drink it? Well, if you don't have to return it to the owner, why not drink it? It's yours, no? Oh, but there's a problem with this wine. The problem is that you found it in a place which is predominant. Can you drink it? So Rav Asi says, no, asura bahano. You're not allowed to have any benefit from this wine. Not only you're not allowed to drink it, you would not be allowed to sell it. Even to a goy, you're not allowed. Because it's this yain is you can't have any benefit from it whatsoever. Okay, so then the Gemara continues though. What happens if a boy Yisrael v'nosan bo siman? A Jew comes along and he gives a siman, and he proves, according to the halacha, that's called a proof that this wine belongs to him. So now, if it belongs to him, or it used to belong to him, it never, in other words, it never belonged to a goy. So now we don't have any issue of it being non-Jewish wine anymore. So now the question is, but whose wine is it? So the Mishnah says, muteres b'shtia l'motza. It's permissible for the one that found it to drink it. Well, what does that mean? Doesn't it belong to the Jew that came along and proved that he was the one that lost it? So maybe we have some Rashis over here to clarify over here.
Okay, let's see which Rashis we're starting with.
Good morning, Phil.
Good morning.
We're on the first Rashi I see is the last wide line of Rashi on this page.
It's muteret mishum Metzia. It's permitted because of a find.
Yeah.
The einu chayiv lachris, because he doesn't have to announce it.
Right. So in other words, when it comes to the halacha of being obligated to announce it as a lost item so that the owner can come and claim it with a siman, there's no obligation to do that. Now we got another question though. Why is he not obligated? Because he can say, oh, since this town is predominantly non-Jewish, I can assume that it belonged to a non-Jew. So now there's no obligation to be makris it, so that a non-Jew can come and claim it. There is no. By the way, I don't know if we ever spoke about this specifically, but there is no mitzvah of hashavas aveda. There's no obligation, rather. We'll call it like that. There's no obligation. There's no chov to return a lost item that's clear that it belongs to a non-Jew. Is there a mitzvah? Yeah, that's probably a mitzvah of Kiddush Hashem. But as far as the strict letter of the law of Metzia, there's no obligation to be machris. Because the pasuk that mentions that there's some diuk in the pasuk that they were talking only about an obligation to return to a fellow Jew. Okay, but now the question is, can he drink it? So on that, Rav Asi says it's asur b'hana.
Okay.
Here's another Rashi.
Yeah, because it's yayin nesach. Okay, asa. Oh, no, it's forbidden for benefit. The lakame, and we established correct this question. Im kain, if so, ma heter yesh v'bitzeda. What's the benefit? What's the in his finding it? How does it help him? He found it, he can keep it, but he can't use it. So what good is it?
Yeah, the lashon of the Gemora, it said muteris. mishum Metzia. It's permissible in regard to the matter of Metzia. So the Gemora is going to ask, Lakame Porech. Rashi is referring to the Gemora. Later on, the Gemora is going to ask this question. What exactly is permissible in regard to the Metzia question? Okay. Now we have another Rashi. Lou, you want to read the next Rashi?
Okay. What's the Dibur Maskil?
Ba
Yisrael.
Ba Yisrael. Once it starts getting narrow, the third line down.
Ba Yisrael v'nasan Simon. Yitz as mispak yayin ki naanim umoteris.
That's yatsa was the first word.
Yatsa.
Yatsa misafek.
He found a barrel of wine and he was in doubt about it.
No, yotzas over here means
removes it from the doubt. It takes the doubtful condition away.
I'm having trouble hearing you because you're both talking.
It's suffix. It's taken out of the category of being a suffix.
It's taken out of the what for a suffix?
The doubtful of whether it's a Jew or a Canaanite. We're taking that situation out of the case, because now a Jew's coming and he's saying, here's the simon, it's mine. So now you can't say we didn't know if it was a Canaanite or a Jew. Since the Jew came to them and say, here's my simon, I want it back, you've taken it out of the doubt, so to speak, whether it was a Canaanite or a Jew's case.
I see. Okay. So we know that it belonged to a Jew. Umuteris bishtei lemotzi the kevan de ruba kinanim nis yaishu baalim. So it's permissible what is this? The motzi?
the shtia.
To drink it. He's permitted to drink it. You've taken him out of the category, left out those two words, that it's considered a yayin kananim, that it's not a Canaanite's wine. So now it's muteret, l'shtia. So now he's able to drink it. The Jew's able to drink it. He's permitted to drink it.
Yeah, and what's the next one?
L'motzah, to the one who finds it, to the finder.
To the finder. It's permitted for the finder to drink it, since the majority of the Canaanites will give up hope since the place is a place where the majority are Canaanites, the owner will give up hope. But I'm confused. I thought we said the owner came and gave a sign.
Which is now
question.
the owner. A Jew came and gave a sign, which kind of like takes out of the category of it being Canaanites. And we were worried, is it a Canaanite yayin nesach or not? I mean, not a lot of drinking. I can't drink yayin nesach from a Canaanite, but it's not. We've removed that.
But now that the finder knows who it belongs to, he has to give it back to him. He can't drink it.
So Rashi is saying here that the halacha is when you find something in a place which is predominantly non-Jewish, so even though the item was owned by a Jew, and even though the item has a siman, you can rely on the fact that the owner, once he found out that he lost this item in a non-Jewish area, that he'll certainly be me'ayish.
But
So if
doesn't
he's
the came and gave you a sign prove that he's not me'ayish?
yeah, so that's a good question. It's obvious from the case that the halakha is over here that the finder is nevertheless allowed to drink the wine because it belongs to him. We don't have any doubt of that. The only thing is that we don't understand if the whole basis for the finder being able to take the wine and drink it is because we say that in a case where the Jewish owner loses it in a place which is Rov Canaanim, then he's miyayish. We see right here that he wasn't miyayish. You're saying we see right here that he wasn't miyayish. So perhaps there's a couple possible answers to this question. This is a question you've asked, and it needs an answer. Perhaps the point is that yeah. Well, let's see. Maybe somebody's going to ask this question. I would say that somebody's going to ask this question here, one of the commentators. Let's see if I got a note over here about this issue that you've raised. Oh, the commentators seem to be bothered about a different question, not your question. Just looking at Tosfos, this Tosfos. No, Tosfos doesn't raise the issue. Yeah, that's your question. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we have a case like this, right? We had a case where in the case of where the river washes out all of the overflows its banks, and everything that's in the near vicinity of the river gets swept along with the flood of the river downstream, upstream, 20 miles away, whatever it is. And the pasuk says that if the object is an item which is lost from him, and so then he can come and claim it. But we say, oh, but if it's not only lost from him, but it's lost from the whole world, so to speak, like nobody's going to be able to find this item, so to speak, except the guy 20 miles down, and that's not called that. He's not called a finder, really. That's a whole different area. It belongs to the finder. And the Gemora over there said, even if the owner's going to come running from 20 miles away and says, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, we don't believe him. We don't believe him, because we say that a person is me'ayish in such a situation like that. What do we mean? We see that he's running and saying and claiming that it's his. So I thought that it meant that, look, at the time that he lost it, he certainly was me'ayish. At the time, he says, "Oh, look at this! It's my object, my sofa, is being, taken away with the raging flood, and I'm never going to find it again." That's certainly what he said at the time. He didn't think to himself, "Oh, you know what? It's probably going to go 20 miles down the stream, and I'll be able to run over there one day when I have some time, and I'll be able to claim it." That's certainly not what he thought. At the time, he was certainly me'ayish. Oh, maybe afterwards, he decides that he's going to go and try. That's very nice. But he was already me'ayish. And once he's me'ayish, and the Torah says he's me'ayish, then that's it. It's already, he's relinquished his ownership of the item, and and the person that finds it can keep it. Even if the next day he's running away, he's running down there and saying, "That's my sofa there, that's my sofa. I even have a simon. I could show you, I could prove to you it's my sofa." Yeah, you're right. It used to be your sofa before you were me'ayish. But we say that you were me'ayish. So perhaps that might be the what we have to say over here as well. A Jew loses an item in a place which is predominantly non-Jewish. So what's his first reaction? He despairs of ever finding it again, of ever recovering it again. That's his first reaction. And so with that first reaction that we say that he has, so it's right there. He doesn't have any more ownership over that item. So even if he's coming now and he's saying that he's got a simon, he can prove that this is his wine, all that means is that he reconsidered the matter, and he decided that now he's gonna try and see if he can locate his lost wine. Okay, so therefore he comes and gives you a simon. But that doesn't negate the fact that originally he was me'ayish. We say that he was me'ayish. So that's the rule. Okay, let's go. Oh, so now what does this prove over here? What's this a toshma for? This is a toshma that the Gemora here is trying to prove that Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar could be speaking, or could only be speaking, rather, in a place that when he says that you have to return the item, he's talking only about a case which is Robi Yisrael. If you found it in an item which the Rabbim is Mitzuyin Sham, you found it in a place where the Rabbim Mitzuyin, there's a multitude of people there, and only if it's Robi Yisrael, because otherwise the person is me'ayish. And this is what we see from this brisa over here that the Gemora is bringing. Okay. Now let's go further in the Gemora. Roy, you want to read?
The Gemara attempts to demonstrate the scope of Reb Shimon ben Elazar's ruling from an Amoraic statement. Is that right? Toshima with that. All right.
Come on.
Kiman. In accordance with whom did Rav Asi formulate his ruling? For Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar would seem to be in accordance with the opinion of Reb Shimon ben Elazar, who considers a multitude of people who frequent an area a significant factor determining the obligation to return lost objects. Shema Meina, therefore learn from this ruling of Rav Asi that one may keep the wine in an area with a Canaanite majority. Ki Ka'amar Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, in what case does Reb Shimon ben Elazar state that one may keep what he finds in a place frequented by many people? Rabbi bin Barov Benainim, only in an area with a majority of Canaanites. Aval, Barov Yisrael law, but in area of majority of Jews, he does not permit one to keep it.
Okay, so the Gemara is asserting that Rav Asi, who's only an Amora, he's a later sage, so he's going according to the earlier sage opinion of Rav Shimon ben Elazar, the Tana.
As a result, his agenda is facing a wave of lawsuits, more than 400 challenges filed in federal courts across the country.
So the Gemara takes on that Rav Asi is saying his din according to the opinion of Rav Shimon ben Elazar, who he's the one that we were asking about. What does he hold? And so if we see that Rav Asi says this din, dafka in a place which is Rov Canaanim, so and only like that we get out a din that the finder can keep it. So it must be that he understands that Rav Shimon Elazar holds that if it would be a case of Rov Yisrael, even though it was found in a place which is frequented by many, many people, but if it's Rov Yisrael, so then the finder would not be allowed to keep it, because we do not assume that the owner is miyayish in a place of Rov Yisrael. So that's what we wanted to know about Rav Shimon Elazar. Does he hold his din that if you find it in a place of many, many people, that you can keep it? Did he say that only in a case of Rav Canaanim, or did he say even in a case of Rov Yisrael? So we're seeing over here at this point that no, he only said it in a case of Rov Canaanim. Rashi? Is it Rashi here? No, there's no Rashi yet. Okay, now we go to La'olam. Lou, would you like to read La'olam? Lou. Okay, Roy, you want to read?
Okay. La'olam Omar Lach. Actually, I could say to you, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, Afilu Barov Yisrael Yisrael, Nomi Koma, that Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar said one may keep what he finds even in an area with a majority of Jews. The Rav Asi, but Rav Asi, who distinguishes between areas with Jewish and Canaanite majorities, Silva la Kanati Kanasei Bahada agrees with Reb Shimon ben Elazar in one case where there is a Canaanite majority, Ufalig Allah Bahada, and disagrees with him in one case where there is a Jewish majority. Thus, Rav Asi's statement can give us no real indication of Reb and Shimon Eliezer's position.
Yeah. Okay, so we still more rejects that proof. It wasn't much of a proof, truth to be told, and so we're still looking for a some indication of what Rav Shimon ben Elazar holds in the case of Rov Yisrael. Okay. So we still do not have a Rashi. So Lud, it's your turn to read.
Okay, where are we?
V'ki me'acher da'asira b'hano.
V'hine.
Rav, right-hand column, next, the second paragraph. The Gemara questions the actual ruling of Rav Asi. 24b1.
Thank you, Roy. V'chi maher de asura b'yuneha. B'hana'a. Now, since the wine that was found is forbidden for benefit, muteres mishum metzia l'mai hilchasa. To what matter of law is it permitted as regards to a found object?
Wow, what's the Gemara is saying? Since the wine is really forbidden. Oh, right. In other words, the Gemara is asking this question before the Israel came along and said, "I can identify this wine that you have found with a distinguishing simon, and prove that it's I lost the wine." Before the Gemara said that a Jew came along, the Gemara initially said that that this wine is muteris mishum Metzia. And we said that Rashi explained that meant that he doesn't have to announce it. He can assume that it belonged to a Kanani. So now the Gemara is asking that question. Since we know that if you're saying that it's wine of a Kanani, it's asa b'hana. That's the halacha. If so, says the Gemara, then we don't understand. Why did Rav Asi say that it's muteris mishum Metzia? In what way is there any heter over here? What's the heter over here that Rav Asi is talking about? Muteris mishum Metzia l'mai hilchasa. What halacha is that referring to? The Gemara understands it wouldn't be sufficient to explain. Oh, yeah, it's referring to the fact that you don't need to announce it. That you wouldn't call you would the Gemara wouldn't say that refers to something that's mutter. The Gemara wants to know, what does it mean, mutter? If you have to assume that it's yain nesech, so it's yain kanani, so it's asibano. So in what way is it mutter? That's the Gemara's question.
And we'll have to finish the answer tomorrow.
Okay. So
Which
everybody
doesn't
can be
really-
wondering that to themselves until we meet again.
Okay, take care.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, all the best, everybody. Have a great day. Bye, Phil.
Bye.
Bye, Roy. Bye, Lou. Let's see. How do we turn it off? Oh, here we go.